An affair with a rich boss. It was one of the happiest evenings of my life. A Pearl 30th wedding anniversary, celebrated with family and friends, many of whom had been to our wedding many years ago. Call looked particularly handsome. He was always trim and strong. The slight gray on his temples hinted at a future silver fox look, but his piercing blue eyes never changed. I could only hope he was still looking at me the same way. I was already 52, but I was still trim and weighed only 7 pounds, 3 kilos more than I had on our wedding day. I splurged on an elegant evening gown and new heeled shoes for our party and spent all day getting ready. It was so nice to welcome old friends and our now grown children, nephews and nieces. They did most of the work of organizing the evening. We dispensed with speeches and just wished everyone a good time. Later, Call asked me to dance. Everyone stopped to watch us. It was so reminiscent of our wedding night. Call smiled at me. His look was a little sad. Thank you for 30 wonderful years of marriage. I brightened up in response. Thank you, you are the perfect husband. I couldn't be happier with our life together. You've been a great wife. I thought Cole's reply sounded a little disappointing and a little strange. We continued dancing before he spoke again. You're doing well. I think I only saw you glance at him once all evening. I'm sorry, what? Who do you mean? Don't start lying, Laura. It's beneath you. And after 30 years of loyalty, I think I deserve the truth. Silence. Okay. If you're going to play dumb and to prevent any doubt, I'm referring to your boss and lover, Charles Davenport. Unlike you, he can't take his eyes off you. I suddenly felt very sick, and I thought I could fake it. Tears came to my eyes. I hoped the audience would think I was overcome with emotion about our anniversary. Don't cry, Laura. It's your own fault, and keep dancing if you don't want everyone to know there's a problem. I didn't deny anything or ask how he knew. He deserved better than that. I'm sorry. No, I don't think so. If you were sorry, you wouldn't have gone back to him. It's a planned, deliberate, and repeated act. It's not that simple, my voice murmured. It seems simple enough. An affair with your rich boss. How long has it been going on? I don't know exactly, probably a few months. We kept dancing. All eyes, including the kids, were on us. God, if they knew what we were talking about, I'd be killed. How often do you get to see him? Travel for work every few weeks, nothing inappropriate in the office. It's not what you think. It's not wild, passionate love. That's what I have you for. Then why? Because it's usually about a woman needing more than her husband can offer. No, never. After he lost Lucy, it was more about friendship and comfort than anything else. He was depressed, and I was trying to help him come to his senses. Cole laughed. How honorable. I think the fact that you slept with him was very good for him. It wasn't so vulgar, it was loving and caring. It's, love? I mean, do you love him, Laura? I have feelings for him, but not like I have for you. It's all so confusing right now. It shouldn't be confusing if you love someone enough, and you seem to love me enough to hurt me. I never wanted that. I never thought about you finding out. We continued to dance, with a few other couples joining us around the edges, again like our wedding night. Come on, Laura, you knew the consequences. This is a betrayal to us, regardless of whether I find out about it. Isn't this the moment when you swear your eternal love to me, telling me it was all a terrible mistake and that you'll never see him again? I'm not sure what he would do if I left him. He's actually had depression before. Just unhappy or clinically depressed? Don't be so cruel. He was miserable. I thought he might get to the point where he would end it all. The song's over. Well, let's go and talk to the person in question. My God, you're not going to make a scene here, are you? Depends on what the asshole says. As we approached, Cole looked disdainfully at Charles' outstretched hand and left it hanging. Charles yanked his hand away with a confused expression on his face. I'd like you to tell me about your relationship with my wife and how you had the nerve to show up at our anniversary party. Charles began to stammer in response. I don't know what you're talking about, I interrupted him. He knows, Charles, and there's no point in denying it. Charles nodded, quickly regaining his businesslike appearance. The truth is that I love Laura. I'm sorry this hurts you, but I can't regret my feelings for her. She saved me, and if it hadn't been for her kindness, I'm not sure I'd still be here. I wasn't trying to be sneaky with the party. I just thought it would be weird if I didn't show up since everyone else from work is here. Seriously? Using your dead wife as an excuse to seduce a married woman is pretty low, even for you. It's not that. I didn't do it. We were just bonding over grief. I was all messed up. You lost your wife and took mine, and you felt bad, so it's okay. Is that the line you're trying to draw? I interrupted. He didn't take me. I'm still here, and I'm still your wife. We can fix that, my dear, Cole growled. But I'm sure you'll just fall on your feet or on your back. Loverboy can offer you all the money and trappings now that he's regained his health. I looked around, concerned that people were starting to pay attention to us. You better leave now before I lose my temper, you little piece of shit! Cole turned to me as Charles quickly walked away. Keep your playful face for another 30 minutes, and then we'll leave. It won't be hard for you. You're used to lying. I'd rather the kids didn't find out about this fucking travesty after all the effort they put in for us today. I nodded, suppressing a sob as my heart was breaking for him. Today's wedding celebration seemed like a fitting end, don't you think? I came to my senses and felt somewhat angry. I said, don't be so ridiculous, we're not breaking up because of this, we can fix it. With those words, I quickly staggered away, trying to get to the bathroom before I broke down. I wasn't looking for an affair. After all, I was happily married to a great guy. My boss, Charles, was always flirting, and I enjoyed it, although it never went any further than that. That all changed when his wife, Lucy, died. He was so sad. You could see the life force literally draining out of him. A sociable extrovert who had an endless stream of jokes and could make people feel good about themselves. I tried to cheer him up, we all did, and we ended up spending several lunches together. It was on business trips that we bonded. I knew it helped him cope with his grief, and it felt so natural to spend time together. Love was secondary. I thought about telling Coke, but there was no way he would have agreed. Women who do that must be so naive. It's potentially worse than the affair itself. It hurts a man's pride and ego, and that's not something to be taken lightly or ignored. The truth was that I thought I could get away with it without hurting him, since he would never know. As soon as Charles came to his senses, he knocked me down. He was so grateful. It seemed in his eyes I could do no wrong and was his savior. I told myself that we needed to stop, that a crisis had been averted, but no sooner had I rationalized myself than he made me laugh and feel so good again. Charles was more sophisticated than Cole. He had an easy charm and confidence about him that I liked. He was determined, and in many ways the complete opposite of my calm and judicious husband. My worst-case scenario was that Cole would find out about this. I thought it over and prepared excuses that I was really ashamed of hurting him. Which was 100% true, by the way. That I loved him more than anything else in the world. I was less sure of that now. I had developed serious feelings for Charles. The truth was that I wasn't sure of anything anymore, and if pushed, I'd say I was in love with both men. I was absolutely sure that Cole would forgive me. He was so in love and devoted to me that I just couldn't imagine us apart, no matter what I did. How the hell did he find out about this since we were so careful? On our wedding anniversary, he asked me directly about it. I hesitated, and then I couldn't look him in the eye. I knew it was pointless to deny and get angry at the accusations. The next day I sat with Cole. He looked devastated as he turned to me. You don't seem too stressed about this. Maybe you don't care? That's not true. I love you. I care about you so much. And him. Don't forget you care about him. You can't even give up that bastard for me. I tried to explain again about Charles's depression, friendship, and growing feelings. Then Cole surprised me by asking about the purpose of the upcoming business trip. My answer sounded weak, even to myself. Nothing that couldn't be accomplished with a normal phone call. So, it sounds like this is all very carefully planned, and the business trip is just another ploy to cover up your ongoing affair. I tried to explain that it's not really an affair. Okay then, to cover up that you're making love to another man. Oh, I walked right into that. I needed to try to steer the conversation, to let Cole know that it wasn't all bad, that it was just a tiny part of our lives. Before you know it, how would you describe our marriage? A happy, prosperous, the perfect marriage that everyone thinks we have. It's wonderful. I feel exactly the same way. I have my reasons, but I know what I'm doing is wrong. Despite that, I've always tried to be the best wife to you, and we have the perfect life together. Yeah, except for the fact that you're sleeping with another guy and building this perfect marriage on a facade of infidelity and lies. It shouldn't affect our happiness. We're doing well, especially lately. I feel like I've become a better person in some ways, more considerate of others. Yes, you seem very pleased with yourself. I wrinkled my nose. Damn it, Call, these smart-ass comments aren't helping. How did you even know? So, we're teetering on the brink of divorce, and all you care about is how I found out. Is this just so you can cover your tracks better next time? You apologized, but you didn't say you'd stop seeing him. It's not that simple. I'm not sure he'll be happy without me. I think he'll fall into another depression. Wow, I guess that makes me realize where I stand. Your priority is his well-being. What happens if I get depressed because I have a cheating wife? Would I have you back then? I had never seen my kind and gentle husband so angry, and certainly never towards me, and it scared and saddened me to see him like that. I want you to go. This is my house too. Get out now. Just get out, Laura, before I do something I'll regret. I decided to go to my best friend's house. And then it hit me. Wendy, my closest friend, was the only one I confided in. That's probably how Cole found out. She had threatened to tell him, and she must have decided to carry out that threat. By the time I got there, I could barely contain myself. I lashed out at Wendy with words. Cole threw me out, and the only way he could have found out about it was if you told him. I didn't say a word, Laura. She didn't seem to categorically deny it. How could my best friend betray my trust and ruin my marriage? Her answer shocked me. You know what, Laura? You're not my friend anymore. I am Cole's friend just like yours. I've known him for over 30 years. I told you this whole thing was crazy, and he didn't deserve any of it. But you never listened to me, and I never said a word to him. I've spent the last 3 months avoiding him to keep your dirty little secret. It's pathetic to act like a lovesick teenager. The only person I've betrayed is him. Now get out of my house. Shit. Being kicked out was becoming habitual. Where the hell could I go? To my mom's house? It's like the Spanish Inquisition. To Charles's house? It's definitely the end of my marriage. I ended up having to go to my mom and make up a story about a little fight to deflect most of her questions. Wendy, I realized that I had to do something important, really important, even if it had to come at a price. 20 minutes later, I was already knocking on the door of Cole and Laura's house. Cole opened. He looked horrified. Please tell me you're not here to make excuses for her. No, I'm here to admit my guilt and apologize. Cole looked puzzled. Then you'd better come in. I came clean. I'm sorry, Cole. I knew she was seeing him. I begged her to come to her senses and make her realize what she was risking. I'm sorry I didn't say anything. She's my oldest friend, but you're my friend too, and I should have said something. Cole seemed to be deep in thought. The silence dragged on, and finally he spoke. I realize she put you in an awkward situation. Damned if you do, and damned if you don't. I smiled, typical Cole. Calm, judicious, kind. Why do you think she did it, Wendy? I think she thought she was saving him. It was friendship at first. but then it turned into something more. Are you sure kicking her out is a good move? Wouldn't that give him more options? Cole nodded. The conversation didn't work. She got lost in the Mills and Boone romantic love story. I agree with you. She sees herself as a heroine who saved a good man. That's why I thought if she was kicked out, she could at least realize that a little bit. I have no idea if she's after me or him. She may not realize it now, Cole, but it's you she needs. You've always been her strength and support. Laura. I knew it was dangerous, but I needed help. Charles would know what to do. He was the smartest man I knew. I called. He was happy to hear from me and suggested we meet. As usual, we agreed to meet after work at an upscale restaurant, and I made sure to dress up. I wanted to stay married to Cole, but I needed to keep Charlie's interest in case of the worst happened. If Cole wouldn't take me back, Charles would be my backup. After all, he'd told me often enough that he loved me. We just had time to sit down when Cole and Wendy walked in. What a damn fool. I barged in on them just as they were sitting down. What the hell are you doing to my husband? I think the same thing you're doing to Charles. I've told you many times that I think Cole is a great match, and if you're stupid enough to turn that down, well. I turned to Cole. You can't do that. We're married. A fact you're more than willing to ignore. He looked at Charles. It's just dinner with a friend and nothing more. By the way, really cool outfit. If I'm not mistaken, those are your stitched stockings and sleep with me heels. I think tonight is his lucky night, or should I say, another lucky night. I felt my face turn red. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It was supposed to be a romantic interlude, and now I'm standing in a restaurant, and my husband has just announced to everyone around me that I'm wearing stockings in preparation to sleep with another man. Wendy lowered her gaze to my legs. Black stockings with seams. A bit corny and revealing. Maybe you should try a nurse's uniform after all. You are supposedly looking out for his health? Wendy turned to Cole and smiled. Personally, I find nudity much more subtle. I saw Cole raise his eyebrows at her. Jesus, she was flirting with him right in front of me. That fool told you everything to keep us apart. She did nothing of the sort. In fact, she was trying to be your friend at my expense. I didn't see her until you accused her the other day, after which she came and apologized. She explained that you were a longtime friend of hers and that she had repeatedly tried to convince you to come to your senses. I have to say that her apology was more convincing than yours. I didn't know what to say. It was just so disappointing. Going back to your boyfriend, Laura, we were done. I burst into tears and rushed out of the restaurant. Shit, I'm losing him. Even if we managed to save the marriage, I could see that he would never be the same. I had gone from someone who was loved to the point of being put on a pedestal to someone he could barely tolerate. I couldn't understand how they knew we would be at the restaurant. It couldn't have been a coincidence, and they were obviously ready to see me with Charles. Charles offered his help again, saying he could explain and smooth things over if we got ready and met Cole together. The offer sounded implausible, but I was willing to try anything. Cole had always been faster than me in discussions and arguments, but I knew Charles could match him. Cole was shocked when I returned to my old house with Charles. He stood up and I thought he was going to attack Charles. Are you kidding me? This is about all of us, and Charles is here to help explain things properly. It was my turn to be surprised when Cole calmly sat back down. Well, it's nice to have the three of us in this relationship. I can't wait to hear it. I ignored his barb and began. Right from the start, I want to apologize to you. It was never my intention to develop a relationship with Charles, and I never meant to hurt you. I know it's hard to believe, but I really do love you. I want to apologize too, Charles spoke. If I had been in my right mind, I never would have crossed that line. I was sick. I can honestly say that without Laura, I would have killed myself. She saved me. You look well enough? Is she still saving you, or is it just love anymore? You shouldn't have claimed my wife just because you were sick. That's still treason and a complete betrayal. Cole turned and looked at me with his steely blue eyes. You chose him over me. I never did. But I couldn't abandon a friend under those circumstances. You could have been a friend without sleeping with him. I ignored the rude remark and began the speech I had prepared with Charles. It wasn't planned. We just bonded under difficult circumstances and developed feelings for each other. I'm sorry for hurting you. You don't deserve any of this. As far as I'm concerned, we have a few options. Oh, really? Then please enlighten me. Well, you can divorce me. That's the last thing I want, but I won't try to resist if that's what you want. The kids are grown up now, but they still need you. Need both of us. I would split the money any way you wanted, and I believe you would be fair. But that option would ruin all of our plans for a wonderful life together. I still want to share it with you if you'll let me. And if we divorce, will you move in with him? We haven't discussed it, but yes. I think it would be inevitable if you decide to leave me. You're not the one who got dumped on that crap show. I didn't dump you. You kicked me out. The other option is I could stop seeing Charles and you could somehow forgive me. I'm not sure that's possible. It would eat away at you and you wouldn't trust me. I can't abandon someone I have feelings for in a time of need. I'll never forgive myself for that. Cole laughed. Indeed, in a difficult moment. He's the least depressed guy I've ever seen. He's like the cat that got the cream. Can't you see he's enjoying it? I tried not to let that comment throw me off, though I saw Charles wince a little. Or, we go on as we are now. You said you're happy, and I want to keep making you happy more than anything else. My relationship with Charles shouldn't affect you. We still respect each other. Cole began to laugh heartily before he caught his breath. Respectful indeed. You have no idea. I continued. In turn, I would agree to you dating someone else, even if it was Wendy. I think you're a single man, and I doubt it's for you, but I understand if you want it. I don't want to explore anything beyond you and Charles. We could be honest. I would be the best wife for both of you. No running around, no secrets. We'll try to build trust between the three of us, and that's the option I'd prefer. Cole stared at me unblinking, as if he could see right through me. I prefer option 1. Let's get a divorce. He was so serious that my heart pounded in my chest. Reality hit me hard. What could I possibly lose? I'd agreed to this ultimatum, figuring I had a ready-made backup plan in the form of Charles. And after all, he might be the best option if I'd already ruined my relationship with Cole. Now I wasn't so sure. One more thing. Did he come up with this nonsense? I looked away. Charles looked just as uncomfortable. Jesus, Laura, you really do listen to bullshit advice. If I'm not mistaken, I think someone is trying to advise action so that we break up. You couldn't say anything more antagonistic even if you tried. Charles exploded. Under the circumstances, that's a perfectly reasonable suggestion. Piss off, Charles. You know that divorce is my only option, just as you planned. Tell me, Laura, besides you and Wendy, who else knew about your affair? Well, no one. Only Charles. Really? So maybe he bragged to a friend or friends, something about how he was making love to a hot MILF at work. That friend mentions it to someone else, and suddenly a lot of people know about it, and maybe one of those people just happens to know me. A cynic might suggest that someone might have made sure the message got to me. Cole looked at Charles. That's why you came to our party, isn't it? You knew what I'd found out. You wanted to see the outcome. Maybe you hoped I'd put it all out there and you'd be there to pick up the pieces. Nonsense, I didn't know any of that. It's funny that Wendy found out about your little meeting at the restaurant so quickly and through a friend, which seemed very convenient. We went there to try to talk some sense into you, even though you immediately ran to your lover. It took me a while to realize that he was happy with our presence. I wept. Why would he do that? He's in love with me. He would never hurt me like that. It's obvious. He wants you to belong only to him. He's done everything he can to get us divorced. He's as likely as I am not to agree to share you. He's He's not like that, tell him, Charles. Who cares? He made his choice to leave you and divorce you. We can be together. Cole continued. Were you depressed at all, or was this all part of the plan? Of course I was. I'd like to see some medical evidence to support that diagnosis. I've already traced who told who all the way back to you. It's possible I might have blabbed to someone. I wanted to tell the world about us, Laura. So you pretended to be sick, took advantage of her sympathy, encouraged her to continue the affair, made sure I found out about it, and did everything you could to break us up. Does that sum it all up? So what if I did? We should be together. I'm a rich man, and I want to live life to the fullest with Laura. I loved her even when Lucy was alive. The sound of the slap echoed around the room. Charles grabbed his face. You fucking asshole! Before I could give him another slap, Cole stood up, grabbed Charles by the collar of his shirt, lifted him to his feet, and pushed him forward, smashing him into the front door. Consider yourself lucky. If I ever see you again, you won't be so lucky. With those words, Cole opened the door, lifted Charles to his feet again, and literally kicked him out of the house. I rushed over to him in a panic. I was a complete idiot, Cole. I can't believe I trusted him. I'm going to resign and never see him again. It's all a terrible mistake. I forgot what I had in you. All the things you do without even thinking, checking to see if everything is okay, holding me. Your quiet sense of humor and fun, and the way you agree with most of my crazy ideas. Please give me another chance. I can't. You can if you really want to. Is this about Wendy? No, we just went there to try to make some sense to you, as well as kick you out of the house so you'd realize this isn't a romantic story. She and I are just friends with something in common. We were both betrayed by you. It worked. I was so jealous when I saw you both. I felt like my world was falling apart. After that, I didn't think you would take me back anymore, and I stayed with Charles as a backup. I never wanted to hurt you. Whether you did or not, that's what you did. You rejected me, made a fool of me and our life together. I'm the only fool here, Cole. Please give me another chance. We had 30 wonderful years together. The lack of anger surprised me. It's too late, Laura. You wanted someone else. I wasn't enough for you. That wasn't true. I was just trying to help a friend. Come on. You must know you're lying to yourself to assuage your conscience. You liked what he offered. Our life together wasn't enough. This is going to be hard for you to accept, but it's very simple. You're a lying cheater, nothing more. I think it's time for you to leave. Please don't make me leave. You go or I go. Under the circumstances, it has to be you, don't you think? 6 months later, we divorced, quite simply. With no mess but my life. We did everything online, no lawyers, no counselors, no courts. I moved out, moved back in with my mom, and took a step back in time. It brought back all the memories of living there and the excitement of meeting Cole. I was flooded with memories of my wedding morning and how I was at my mom's getting ready for the best day of my life. Eventually, I had to come clean to my friends and kids. They started to insinuate that it must have been all Cole's fault. After all, he was an attractive guy and must have been playing around. Neither my parents nor my kids could believe it at first, and it wasn't until I broke down completely that they realized the truth of my betrayal. They didn't disown me, but the relationship was never the same again. Charles repeatedly tried to contact me. I never responded. He was an absolute snake. It turned out I was the one who was betrayed by someone who claimed to love me, and it cost me everything I held dear. The end